out from there?
It's a hugely disappointing performance by all of us. Yeah, it's. Thought we played footy for about 15 minutes today. The first 15 minutes, a really competitive game, and then we fell away. So yeah, it wasn't good at all.
Disposal was terrible. What, if anything, can you take out of it as a positive?
Come back to me on Monday. Positives. I think we've got a couple of players through the game that hadn't played a lot of footy. David being one of them. Paddy, Brent Stanton. Thought Hurley was reasonably good for the game. Thought Carl Hooker had a go. So, but when you get beaten by as much as we got beaten by today, and we played the way we did and thoroughly, it's such a much better team than on the day. There's not a lot to get positive about, but we're another game in 6 days, so we're going to have to do that pretty quickly.
More injury problems, Dustin. Is he in trouble for?
Yeah, Dustin's got some sort of groin problem, which we'll see, wait and see, And Jake's got a pretty bad ankle, so we'll wait and see. But yeah, unlikely to see those two for a few weeks.
James, do you find it sort of hard to get your head around the position you're in now compared to where we were after the first half of the season and what might have been?
Yeah, I think there's certainly a tale of two halves of the season. The way we played early in the year in the first half of the year compared to this, the way we played today, it's just totally different brands of football, and it's my job to go and work out why and try and fix it.
Any early ideas as to what's not happening now and happening early on, James?
There's a few, but yeah, give me a few days to dissect it. And we certainly couldn't keep up with them on the spread. They beat us heavily in contested footy. We didn't use the ball as well as they did, and we didn't get enough forward 50 entries. There's four things that all sort of go together and tie in, but when you don't get the ball going your way and you can't spread as well as the other team, it's a pretty hard day.
You feeling demoralised as low as any time since you've been coaching?
I don't think demoralised or low. I don't know. I feel for our supporters. Our supporters come along. They've been fantastic in the way they've supported us since I've been back at the club. And that was unacceptable from their point of view. And they've got every right to be, pretty angry about the way we played and the way we've performed over the last 5 or 6 weeks. And it's my job to actually find out why and get it back. But as a supporter of Essendon, I can understand why they'd be very disappointed with the way we're playing.
Given that the team's tapered away over 2 or 3 seasons now, is this something that's fundamentally wrong with the program?
Yeah, I suppose we've only been here 18 months, so I can only talk about the 2 years we've been involved. But this year, I think we've got literally 5 weeks more out of the boys than we did last year. So there's a positive. But it seems to be that the back end of years we can't compete with other clubs. Last year it was round 8 or 9 that we started to lose our form and lose our ability to play as well. This year it was probably, after the Bulldogs game, I'm not sure whether it was around 13 or 14, but I'd like to think it's a building thing. It's the fact that the team has to do more pre-seasons, get older, but that would be, I suppose, wiping away today's performance. I don't want to use that as an excuse for today's performance. You can not perform as well at the end of the year as at the start of the year, and because you're a young team. But today's performance, that was more about wasn't good. Wasn't good at all.
James, the letter says that Essendon are around 8th, around that mark. Early on, it looked like you were top 4 side. Do you think that that's a fair reflection of where the side sits, around that 8th, 9th position? Or do you think that the fans' expectations earlier in the year that you were going to finish a lot higher, was that realistic, or does that need to be tempered or some effects?
Yeah, look, I suppose a lot of people look at the ladder. For us, and I've always talked about wanting to get better and wanting to improve as a team. And the way we played today, we didn't play well enough and didn't play the way an improved side would. So the ladder's one thing, finals are one thing, but the improvement is something that we have to keep striving for. And we had improved earlier in the year, and I just think that this last 5 weeks or 6 weeks is just some habits have come into a game that we're not happy with, and we have to change.
After after a loss like this, is it sort of difficult, regardless of what happens in the next few weeks, I suppose? Does it feel right now as if it's almost season over, or?
I mean, what happens for the rest of the year is one thing. What happens to the way these boys respond and the way that our team responds to a disappointing day is what's important to me, and that's what I'll be looking at next week against Richmond. It'll be the way we play and the way we turn up for the fight, because after about the first 20 minutes we didn't turn up for that fight, and that's a really important part of playing footy, and I think that's what I want to see against Richmond, and that's what I'm worried about now, and that's what I'm working towards from today.
Yeah, we probably got beaten up around in the middle of the ball. We couldn't really get any centre bounce clearances going our way, and when you can't get the ball in your forward 50 and then defend the ground from there, it's pretty hard, especially when Judd and Murphy started running forward and they were winning all the clearances. Then it's hard to defend. We put our backs under pressure, and then they just got goals easy from there. So that was probably the most disappointing thing around stoppages. We couldn't really get our game going. Probably. If it was a bit early in the year, I probably would maybe come back through the VFL and that. So it was probably. I know the situation of the game. Maybe come back in. We wanted to win the game of footy, so come back in. But it was probably disappointing. I didn't really have the explosive run that I've had early in the year, and that'll hopefully come in the next 2 weeks. But it felt good to play footy again. But it was a bit frustrating that I just didn't really go, or didn't have that explosive pace or kicking long and that kind of thing. So hopefully that comes.
In a day like today, how many guys get a pass mark? Any? 2, 3?
I don't know. I don't work on pass marks. I work on guys putting in effort and trying to play the way I want to play. And I think you can say the whole footy club gets across today.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.